Good morning, students. Now coming to another topic, selection of transformed host cells. Here, once the construction of recombinant DNA, now the recombinant DNA is inserted into a suitable host, generally that is E. coli bacterial cell. E. coli bacterial cell can be used as the host in recombinant DNA technology. So recombinant DNA is inserted into the host, already explained by which methods it is inserted into the host. Now this recombinant DNA, it undergoes replication inside the host. Okay, now these produce several copies of own genes inside the host. So, when these recombinant DNAs and host organisms are incubated for insertion, some of the hosts they take up the recombinant DNAs. Some of the hosts they take up the recombinant DNAs into the cell. These bacteria, they are called transformed cells. These cells are called transformed cells. At the same time, some of the bacteria, they do not take up the recombinant DNAs. Such bacteria, they are called non-transformants. Okay? Non-transformant cells. Some bacteria can take up the recombinant DNAs present in their surroundings. They are transformed cells. But some other bacteria do not take up these recombinant DNAs into the cell. They are considered as non-recombinants. Similarly, these transformed cells, they must be isolated from the non-transformed cells for selective growth of transformed cells. So, there is the need of elimination, identification and elimination of the non-transformed cells to achieve the selective growth of transformed cells. Now, these transformed cells, they are recognized by using selectable markers. Selectable markers. They can be selected and eliminated by using selectable markers. For example, ampicillin antibiotic genes being cloned in recombinant DNAs, antibiotic resistant genes being cloned in recombinant DNA. Now, all these bacteria, including non-transformants and transformants, they are transferred into a medium. This is without antibiotic. Without antibiotic, ampicillin. Okay. At the same time, another medium is also prepared. This is with antibiotic, ampicillin. Okay. In this way, two media are prepared. One is without ampicillin resistance, and other one is with ampicillin antibiotic. So, for example, when these bacteria ampicillin resistant genes being cloned, now all these bacterial cells they are transferred into medium without ampicillin. So, transformed cells can grow and non-transformed cells also grow inside this medium without ampicillin. Okay. Then these bacterial cells immediately they are transferred to another medium with the ampicillin. Here, only the transformed cells can survive. Only transformed cells can survive. and non-transformed cells do not survive. Why these non-transformed cells do not survive in this medium with the ampicillin here? This is medium with the ampicillin. So these bacterial cells means non-transformed cells. They have no antibiotic resistant genes. Because of this reason, these bacterial cells they do not survive in the medium with the ampicillin. Thus, we can identify these non-transformed cells. We can eliminate these non-transformed cells from transformed cells. At this situation, ampicillin it is used as a marker for the selection and elimination of non-transformed cells. Okay, students. Now coming to another point. You know, PBR322. This is artificially restructured plasmid. Okay, and this restructured plasmid is also represented by two markers. One is ampicillin resistance and another one is tetracycline resistance. Okay, for example, this is a marker. This is ampicillin resistance and this is tetracycline resistance. It is also contain two chlorine sites. Tetracycline contain two chlorine sites BAMH1 and SAL1. When the gene of interest is inserted into the tetracycline region by using BAMH1 restriction enzyme, automatically tetracycline genes will be inactivated. At this situation, second marker, that is ampicillin, it is used for the selection of transformed cells. So one is inactivated and other one is used as marker. In this situation, to insert this recombinant DNA, to insert this gene of interest in tetracycline gene, first plasmids and desired genes, plasmids and desired genes, they are incubated, leading to the formation of two types of plasmids. Some plasmids recombinant mean some plasmids they take up the desired genes like this. These plasmids are considered as modified plasmids, are also called recombinant DNAs or recombinant plasmids. Okay. Now, some of the plasmids they do not take up the desired genes. Now, these plasmids are called normal, also called unmodified kinase. Okay, normal or unmodified. Okay, when gene of interest and plasmids are combined, incubated, some plasmids they take up the desired genes from their surroundings. They are considered as modified or recombinant DNAs. Some they do not take up any desired genes. They are considered as normal and unmodified. So in this way, two types of plasmids they are formed after the incubation. Okay. Now this recombinant DNAs they are inserted into the host. To insert into the host, first the mixture of recombinant DNAs and unmodified means normal. The mixture of recombinant DNAs and unmodified alleles, now they are also incubated with host bacteria. Host, that is E. coli bacteria. Now they are incubated. Now these host cells they are converted into three types of cells. One type of E. coli cells. Okay, for example, this is E. coli cell. One type of E. coli cells, they take up the recombinant DNAs into which the desired genes are inserted. That is recombinant DNA. This is a recombinant DNA. Okay. At the same time, second type of cells, for example, this is another bacterium. It take up the normal plasmids into which desired genes are not inserted. And third type of cells, for example, this is a bacterial cell. These do not any one of these plasmids present in their surroundings. They are the third type. Okay. Some bacteria take up recombinant DNAs. Some bacteria take up unmodified normal plasmids. Some bacteria do not take up any one of these plasmids. In this way, three types of host cells are formed. Now, these two types of cells, they are called transformed cells. They are called transformed cells because they take up the recombinant DNA from their surroundings. And third type of bacteria are called non-transformants. Non-transformants. Now, these transformed cells, they can be grown selectively, and non-transformed cells must be recognized and eliminated. Okay. Now, two types of media are prepared. Okay. One type of medium is represented by this is medium, and it is ampicillin medium and tetracycline medium. Now, ampicillin medium, tetracycline medium, and ampicillin medium and tetracycline medium. So now coming to how we can recognize the transformer cells of the recombinant DNAs. When these type of host cells are transferred to ampicillin, these can survive because genes are inserted into the tetracycline. So tetracycline genes are inactivated and ampicillin it is in an active condition. But they do not survive in tetracycline because these tetracycline genes are inhibited. They are inactivated by inserting the gene of interest. But what about the transformed cells which take up the recombinant normal recombinant? They can survive in both media. And what about this normal? These do not survive in any this media, ampicillin medium and tetracycline medium. Thus, we can recognize the transformed cells by using this ampicillin and tetracycline genes as markers. Now coming to another one. Actually, this type of method in which one is inactivated and other one is used as marker, this is cumbersome procedure, means very complicated and very critical. So to avoid these complications in transformer cells identification, another method also discovered by scientists, that is insertional inactivation method. Insertional inactivation method. This is also used as alternative method for selection of transformer cells. Okay, this method is mainly based on the principle, that is E. coli cells, they also produce beta galactosidase enzyme. When this beta galactosidase enzyme it is mixed with a coloring chromogenic substance, and it gives blue color. Okay, beta galactosidase enzyme, when it is touches with the chromogenic substance, immediately bacteria is converted into blue color. Based on this principle, we can recognize the transformed cells by this method, that is here. For example, this is a plasmid Decide genes are inserted into beta galactosidase synthesizing genes. So beta galactosidase synthesizing genes will be inactivated in such type of bacterial cells. Beta galactosidase enzyme is not formed. In the presence of chromogenic substance, they do not convert it into blue color. So they are in a normal color. So transformed cells present in normal color. But non-transformed cells, they are converted into blue color. Okay, by using this chromogenic substance, we can easily recognize which are transformed cells and which are non-transformed cells. Okay.